So shit, I was dating this chick, right? She we was dating for a couple weeks, you know what I'm saying? She asked to come over one day, she slid on me. And my son there. Now, at the time, I would have girls come over while my son was there, but I just make sure he was asleep. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I tell him go to sleep. And she pulls up. He not asleep though. You know how that be. He like 5, so it's like he ain't, the timing was off. You know what I'm saying? But he in his room though. He laying down, so I let her come in. You know what I'm saying? We chilling. He come out the room. I tell him like, you know, hey, go ahead, go back in there, go to sleep, whatever.
He see her.
He see her though.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, go ahead, go back in there, go to sleep, whatever. She get that like, why you trying to make him go to sleep? Let him stay up. Ooh. And I'm kind of like, hey, like just relax, chill out. You know what I'm saying? You here to kick it with me. You don't got nothing to do with him.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think I went in the kitchen to do something. I come back and she in his room with a phone out trying to watch a movie with him. And I'm like, yo, what you doing? And she like, what you mean? Like, I'm like, he ain't want to go to sleep. I'm trying to, you know, show him a movie until he fall asleep. I'm like, sweetheart, like, no. First of all, I've known you that long. Second of all, I told him to go to sleep. So now she going back and forth with me in front of him about me telling him to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey, can you step out the room real fast, right? So now my son, you know, he taking her side. He like, yeah, let me stay up. Let me. He kind of like trying to take up with her. So I'm like, hey, step out the room real fast. So I step in my room with her, and I'm like, hey, stop fucking playing with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, hey, man, stop. Like, don't ever do that. You know what I'm saying? So now you got me looking like the bad guy to my son because you going against me in front of my son. Plus, we don't have no type of rapport. I didn't even want you to see my son. So for you to go in his room and like, damn near like get in his bed and try to show him a movie, that's already overstepping the boundary. And then you trying to go back and forth with me in front of him, like, you're tripping right now. She gets pissed.
What?
She gets pissed. Walk out the crib, slam the front door, walk downstairs, slam the downstairs door. Now she's locked out. She left her phone on accident. Now she locked out. Now she knocking on my tenant window on the first floor. They calling me like it's some girl knocking on the window trying to get it. So I go back down there, give her a phone. She turned up, mad as hell. And then I'm walking up to her car like, you know, just go ahead, go home. Woo, it ain't no big deal. I'm keeping it cool. Like, we out. I don't do the public. I don't argue with chicks like on that level, at that high of a level anyway, but definitely not in public. Like, hell no. So, and I'm kind of new on the block. I had just bought my building like maybe a few years. Like, I mean, not a few years, but maybe a few months before this. So I'm like, I ain't even trying to have that reputation. So anyway, right. I'm trying to get in the car or whatever. I'm like, hey, you know, just go ahead, go home. She like, boy, don't touch my car. I'll slap the shit out you. And I'm like, hey, I just paused. I'm like, hey, you will never see me again. Like, this is the last time we will ever speak. Just off the physical threat, I don't play them type of games at all. So I'm like, hey, this is the last time we ever speak.
If you lazy, you waking up at fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon and shit like that,
popping bottles,
you're setting the tone for everybody because you're the leader.
Popping pills.
That's just what comes with being a man.
Popping bitch ass niggas.
I don't want nobody making decisions over my life except me. Not a woman, not a judge, not an officer, not no motherfucker.
When them bullets hit him up, look like son had a seizure. Run out, give it up, you know the procedure. I be sipping Jack and honey.
I don't think nothing can make me feel like a man. I don't think nothing can make me not feel like a man.
Days on my collar.
You can't take the benefits of being a man without the responsibilities.
Give you niggas head on, so got it.
And that was one of the hardest my boundaries have ever in life been crossed. You know what I'm saying? I felt like all of that, especially involving my son, was worse than somebody calling me. And I don't think I ever had a girl call me a bitch that I dated. But I think that was the worst crossing my boundaries I ever experienced in my life. That shit was OD. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So today, that's what we chopping it up about. What to do when your boundaries get crossed, when a woman really crossed that line. You know what I'm saying? Like, what to do is exactly how you should handle it. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna jump into that. But how your week been, my boy?
Man, my shit was busy as fuck. Like, coming off the birthday week, going back to work. Then I had took the Thursday and Friday off of the week prior. You already know, like, when you take, especially when you in corporate, you take them days off, you got a shitload of stuff waiting for you as soon as you get back.
Man, I ain't even in corporate, and my life is that 1,000%.
So I'm still dealing with that. So the rest of my week finna be hectic.
Where you go out of town to?
I ain't out of town.
I thought you just said you. Okay, never mind. My week been straight though. My week been straight. Like I busy as shit. You know what I'm saying? Busy as shit, but it been straight. I did see some wild shit though. I'm scrolling, right? I see this post and this lady, and it's that sexy lady with the lips and the bubble gum.
Who that?
Lady always chewing the gum in a mic. You know what I'm talking about. She always in her car. She light skinned. She got some nice ass lips, nice teeth. I don't know how to say her name on.
I'm visualizing the fuck out of her right now.
You sent it to me before. She an older lady. She always still a skinny chick. She always chewing the gum and shit.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah, her ass.
Her sex appeal is crazy.
Yeah. So she's she posted like maybe a 20-second clip, so it was out of context. You know how that be. But she's asking a guy that coming on her live. She like, so you cool with your woman having a boss? Like, why would you want that for her? Like, you want another man telling your woman what to do? Like, why? Like, she's like, you sure you okay with that, with your woman having a boss? I'm like, bro, that's some of the most toxic shit I've ever heard.
Like, what?
Crazy.
Yeah, I'd have just scrolled right the fuck past that shit.
And I'm looking at it like, bro, this is not only some super manipulative shit because of the way that she's the way that she's framing the question.
Yeah.
But it's also just bad for black people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we not in a position.
She's backing his low key. She's backing his masculinity into a corner.
Yeah.
Like she's positioned in the question where he has to, even if he do agree with it, he can't even tell her that right now, just to defend himself.
He can,
but like the niggas not finna, niggas gonna.
You have to be overly secure with yourself
For sure,
and you have to be kind of witty as well.
Oh yeah,
to realize like what's happening. You got to be kind of witty. Like, hold on, shorty, that's a trick question. I think niggas know it's a trick question, but a lot of niggas don't know how to react. It reminded me of the question I was asking when I was 11 years old when I was first encouraged to get some pussy though. And
what the fuck is wrong with people, man? I was 12.
Yeah, it was like the nigga was like 17, but to me he like grown. He like a young grown nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So instead of coming up like, hey bro, you started talking to girls yet? You know what I'm saying? You ever had sex with a chick before? Like, what you got going on? He was like, nigga, you ain't getting no pussy. I'm like,
and she's like, what? Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not, but I guess I should go get some. Like, so by 12, I was fucking.
Damn, for real?
Well, I lost my virginity at 12, but I don't count it because it was like, it smelled real bad and I ain't do it no more till I was 18.
I got some head at 12, but I ain't fucked till I was like.
How old was the girl?
14. Bro, oh my God. They finna get on me. Well, y'all can't get on me. I was fucking 12.
You was 12. Right. Oh, yeah.
She was 30.
Whoa, they finna get on her.
Yeah,
Tag her.
Get on her, y'all. And I didn't know. I didn't know any better.
So what was the situation? What the fuck? Like, we got to know the story right now.
My older cousin, I'm in Detroit. My older cousin and shit. I look up to this nigga like a big brother. Like this was the coolest nigga in the world. Like I wanted to be like him so bad. Cool as hell, nigga. Ladies man. Nice with the hands, he could fight, respected, all that shit. I'm 12 years old, like, damn, this is what I want to be like type shit.
Of course.
So I go down to visit. Like, what up, little cuz? Woo. Shit, you be getting the girls back in Chicago? Woo. I'm like, yeah, you already know. He like, yeah, you do. You having sex? I'm like, no, not really. Oh, you got some head before? Yeah. But the way he said that, it was like, yeah, I got some head before. He said, oh, okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Whole time this nigga plotting.
Right.
Nigga, later that night, I'm at my auntie crib. He come in the house. He like, Mom, I'm gonna take little Reggie. He finna slide with me. It's probably like 9 o'clock at night, but vacation type shit. And I'm going with my older cousin. She already know I'm gonna be good.
Right.
I bet. Nigga, he picked me up and we riding. We was in a van, like the type of van. We was in one of them vans. Yeah. So he like, yeah, look, cuz, like, you said you be getting head and shit, right? I'm like, yeah. That was like 5 hours ago. What if I bring that back up?
Right.
Nigga, we pull up on the block. Nigga, get in the car. He like, suck it. Boy, what? I was nervous as the fuck.
Right. I was surprised you shouldn't even got up.
I mean,
you said 12.
I was a horny motherfucker. I'm nervous to move. Look, you can if my vibe off now, I'm just turned off. It didn't matter back then. Right. Nigga, she climbed back there, gave me head. I didn't even come. I wasn't even coming back then.
Right. You would have shot that clear shit out of her.
I don't even know what came out, but yeah, that happened.
I feel like that's the black boys bar mitzvah. You know how Jewish kids have bar mitzvahs? Like they coming to age party, like the black kids bar mitzvah is like when the big homie have a chick his age suck your dick.
And I gotta, my son's 13. I be protecting the fuck out of him. I don't want you to be some of the hornball like I was, So.
Yeah, and it's sick.
Sick as fuck.
It's some sick
but
shit.
I don't. You know what's even sicker? I don't look at it like I got like whatever the fuck they call that. I don't look at it like that.
Cause you knew what you was doing.
Yeah.
You was peer pressure, but you knew.
Yeah, I wanted to.
Yeah, you wanted to do it. Yeah, but if you went back, would you change it?
No.
It's fucked up because there's women listening to this right now. Like,
well, they probably feeling bad for me and shit. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it again. Sorry, y'all.
I remember Lil Boosie was talking about he be getting his son some pussy and shit like that. They was on his ass.
They was on his ass.
I think they threw the word pedophile out there. I don't know if that really apply though.
To call him Boosie a pedophile?
Yeah, I think so. Like having a kid have sex. I mean, you like encouraging or putting a kid in a position to have sex. I don't know, but anyway. it's a slippery slope. But I think it is something amongst men that women look at like super down upon, and it ain't a good thing. But I think it's just kind of like a norm or like an unspoken thing amongst men though. Like that shit happens.
That's actually gonna correlate with the consultation for today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my homie hit me up, right? So the nigga text me. The text say, "Hey bro, pause before I even say it. Laugh out loud, but for real." I sent him to like the fuck you talking about emoji. Bro. What the fuck is you finna say to me?
You gonna finna get an attachment? I'm finna have to come beat your motherfucking ass.
I swear to God, nigga. I was nervous. Like, bro, what the fuck is you? What, man? Nah, but he say, and this is crazy. He say porn. He say, do you watch it often? And have you taken a break from whacking off for a while? He said, I accept the shit is unacceptable, and for losers, yo, it's a problem.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, okay. So I tell him, I'm gonna read my message from him to him verbatim, excuse me. Let me see. I say I don't watch it often. When I do or did, I wouldn't like go online looking at random women. It'd be from like my own partners that I've had. Like,
is that really porn
shit
though?
That we made? I don't know.
I don't think that counts as porn. Because I don't think that does. I think I don't want to go too far off, but
no,
I don't think that does. So the part about the excessive dopamine and all that shit, masturbating does that, period.
Yeah.
But I think porn can fuck with your confidence. I think it could fuck with the way you view sex. I think it can fuck with your ability to enjoy sex and all that. I think when you're looking at yourself have sex, none of that shit is a factor.
Same mindset, because you have a false perception of sex. Yeah. You get with a real woman and there's none of this shit that you've been watching, and you can't even get your dick hard because, But so for me, like, I never watched that type of porn. I'll look at, well, it's a shorty,
Yeah. And I think when you watching porn and you beat off and you bust, you don't really feel good about yourself in that moment.
No,
I don't think no nigga feels good about himself in that moment. Like, when you gotta go run around and like clean this nut up off yourself.
I always throw my phone like, get this shit away from me.
Yeah, it's like it's been times like, and the longer it take me to find a video I want to see, the more disgusting I feel when it's over. Like you busting up and be like, bro, I've been laying for 45 minutes trying to find this fucking video and get this nut off. I feel terrible right now. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me, G?
Gotta grow up. Yeah. So this is what I tell them. I say, I don't watch it often, and when I do watch it, it's from some shit that's in my phone. I wouldn't call it a break because it wasn't happening often. I myself am breaking away from it altogether. I say, how often are you doing it? Be honest. He say, every fucking day. He say, today my first. This verbiage.
Just once a day?
Huh?
Just once a day?
I don't know, but
once a day ain't that bad.
I'm just being honest. He say every fucking day.
Yeah.
He say, today my first day, no fapping. He say, he a funny nigga, man. He say, today my first day, no fapping. I'm like, this nigga. He said, last time I did this was when I was locked up. And no cap, I felt better and I was more active. Like, because you can't, you know what I'm saying, beat off in jail or whatever. From whatever they give you. I don't know, they deactivate your dick.
You can't beat off in jail?
They give you something where your dick won't get hard.
Like medicine?
Something.
They force you to take it?
Yeah.
That's like to deter rapes or some shit.
Possibly.
Niggas
I would
get raped
see that's the
regardless.
main reason.
I feel like niggas gonna get raped regardless.
With a rape with a limp dick is crazy.
I feel like rape in jail is more of a power thing than a sexual thing. But anyway,
yeah.
I haven't been in jail. I haven't experienced it, but yeah.
So he said the last time he chilled on fapping was in jail. He said no more swinger parties either, threesomes and shit. Shit ruined my relationships, and I don't appreciate sex anymore. It seems I don't want to be a fucking degenerate. I know shit fun, but it ain't all good, man. I tell him, I say, I got you. I say, yeah, that's a problem. Definitely not judging you, because at one point, like, I was doing that shit every day too. It can definitely be draining and hard to be productive. Some men say they can still be productive, but it does drain your energy, and you could have been even more productive had you not. I said, it do sound like, you in a good space, because you it's accountability. Like, you trying to break away from this shit. Mm-hmm. And I say, I also know you joke about God a lot, but I also know deep down you do believe in him. I told him, you got to pray to him to help you break out of this habit. And I also, you also got to stop being a bitch and letting something control you, because anything that you can't let go of, it controls you. Ain't no way porn is stronger than your will as a man. So pray first, but then stop that shit. Now you're going to be fighting your flesh. So I know that's hard, but I need you to not do it for at least a month. No releasing unless you having sex. But that also don't mean go turn up your sex life just to release. It's just a nut, bro. Focus your energy elsewhere. Imagine if you had that same urge towards something productive, but you got it. He say, love, bro. Definitely been closer to him since jail, God. Definitely get that. Whatever I can't put down is stronger than me. He say, fuck that. Good looking out, man. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I think that I gave him some solid advice. What do you think?
All right. So, as far as the excessive masturbating, I feel like this is gonna be some real transparent shit.
For sure. It's gonna come different from you.
Yeah.
Because this is deeply rooted in
my situation.
Yes.
For sure. Not only when it comes to masturbating, but when it comes to other things like working out. When it comes to, I remember at one point I had not gained crazy weight, but like all my weight was like in my stomach though. Like I had like a crazy gut at one point, but I was still saying shit look crazy.
That shit look, yeah, that shit.
It looked ill. And so it's that, masturbating, whatever. Like on some transparent shit, a lot of times I would look at myself in the mirror. Yeah. I'm an only child, so I used to talk to myself a lot. I look at myself in the mirror and ask like, what kind of man are you? I'm dead ass. And that like the shame I would feel around whatever the thing was, would like deter my behavior for like 2 days.
For sure.
No bullshit. Like, I think shame is a powerful thing.
We need to bring shame back altogether. It's so much shit that's going on because there is no shame and shit has become socially acceptable. Yeah. If we shamed a lot of shit, a lot of fuck behavior would like kind of cease.
I think I agree, and I don't think shame is gone. It kind of is. I don't know,
bro.
Yeah, it kind of is. But I think when it comes to like a lot of deep down shit that people still feel it, they just able to ignore it because of it being socially acceptable. Right. And masturbation is one of those things. Niggas publicly talk about masturbating, for sure, whatever the case may be. But when you're in your room by yourself and you alone, you still feel that shame. You know what I'm saying? So if it's something that he's feeling enough to reach out to somebody, for me, the shame and really like vocalizing it to yourself, like looking at yourself in the mirror, not being happy with yourself, bro. I think like looking at yourself is a thing that's very underrated. Somebody told me like confident people, you could kind of tell your confidence level by whether you look at yourself in the mirror when you're brushing your teeth. I've heard that before. You ever heard that?
Not, from you. You told me that one time.
Yeah, so I've heard that before. But I think overall, it's so much because in my situation personally, I went on sex fast before. I went on like masturbation fast. My sex fast always include masturbation, porn, all that shit.
Not releasing at all.
And I went on that, and then I backslid from that shit and felt like oh, I'm good now. I can stop this shit whenever I want. And that be the bullshit that we tell ourselves a lot of times, is that I can stop this thing whenever I feel like it. Like, nigga, do it then. Niggas tell themselves that about drinking, smoking, masturbating, whatever it is. That's your side bitch. Like, whatever it is. Niggas tell themselves, I can stop doing this whenever I feel like it. It's like, no, nigga, you can prove it. Prove it. Stop doing that shit for 60 days.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So Also, you got to face whatever you running from, and all this shit is escapism. You know what I'm saying? So that would be my advice to him too: is to be real to it. What are you running from? When you mad, like when you sitting there bored and you're not even horny, because I know how it is, bro. You're not masturbating because you're horny. You're masturbating.
You will literally look at some shit to make yourself hard to beat off.
Yes.
It's not like, you know what I'm saying, you got aroused by anything.
Yeah, it's not like you sitting there horny and you don't got no action, so you beating off.
No.
You just want to be, you just bored and you trying to avoid some shit. Because you know if you sit with yourself long enough, that thing that you're running from is going to start bothering you. So you start looking for distractions before the shit even come. I know exactly how that shit feels.
Facts.
And you got to face that shit and you got to deal with that shit, whatever the fuck it is. And if you don't even, you might not even know what it is, right? Like when I was like when I had sexual addiction, all that, and my sexual addiction started at 11 and went to, I was 30. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't find out until I was 30. So I ain't gonna say it stopped at 30. I didn't find out until I was 30 in therapy. And when my therapist connected all the dots when it came back to like home invasion, all this type of shit, like fear and this thing being my comfort zone and all this shit, I started to remember times where I would be stressed out at work and go sit in the parking lot in my car and not whack off, but just watch porn.
Ain't gonna lie, bro. I thought you was finna go there.
Nah, I wasn't whacking off in the car, but I would watch porn. I wouldn't even get hard. I would just watch porn. And it was never like I'm consciously like I'm finna go outside and sit in my car and watch porn. I would literally just, the same way you don't think about getting on Instagram.
Facts.
Open your phone and get on Instagram. You don't think I'm finna get on Instagram. You just do the shit.
Yeah.
Cause you're addicted to it. You know what I'm saying? Like we all addicted to Instagram. Like you don't even have to have a notification. You won't even realize you on Instagram until you think like, let me get the fuck off Instagram. Like it was the same thing with porn. That was me and porn. When I was 17 working at McDonald's and annoyed at work, I would go sit in the car. That shit would calm me down. Like other niggas is going to smoke cigarettes.
Damn.
It's the same shit, bro. It's the same thing. So it's all escapism. Like I'm trying to duck how I'm feeling right now. So I'm finna do this. And his thing just happened to be masturbation, but he just said he lost relationships over that shit. Another thing you got to do is write down your behavior. And I do this with kids that I do therapy with. And not even kids, adults, anybody, right? You have to write down like your value system, right? So you could think of a behavior that led to some type of trouble in your life. In this case, is masturbation, porn, right? And you think about, think about all the things that you value the most. You might say, I value my time, my peace, my family, whatever the case may be. Write down your 5 top values, put them in order. And then think about how does this affect this value,
right? Like,
does this honor my value or does it go against my value, and how, right? So does this help or hurt my time, right? Does this help or hurt family? Does this help or hurt my peace? Like, and then write down why. And you need to be conscious of these things because these are things that's in the back of your mind.
That's a very
that you keep in the back of your mind, right? So doing exercises like that and really laying that shit out for yourself and thinking about it, it'd be like, damn, like I'm tweaking harder than I thought I was. Yeah. I'm really tweaked the fuck out.
And one thing he told me, I actually came. We had ended the conversation, chopped it up, and I was thinking about it later in that day. And I hit him back up. I'm like, hey, bro. He like, what's up? I was thinking like, yo, first of all, that can be embarrassing. Yeah. Like, man, bro, I can't stop beating off. Ooh, and you know how niggas play and shit or whatever. And it had hit me. I'm like, bro just came to me and like literally was super fucking vulnerable.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now I wanted to point something out. I noticed. He like, what's up? I said, you've been real intentional about getting better. Like, not ashamed to voice your struggles and shit. You've been vulnerable as fuck, especially with the shit you've expressed to me over time. I just want to let you know that I respect that and that alone takes strengths and like your head in the right space. You know what I'm saying? So stay on track. You're on track to be the best version of yourself, because a lot of times before you even get to that place, you're so subconsciously committed to your vices. It's you just doing it. So once you get to a place where it is starting to feel bad, you do look yourself in the mirror and say, what type of man are you? Mm-hmm. Like, that alone is progress. Like, that's commendable as fuck, because you've now headed in the right direction. Because it can go on for so long without you, because can't nobody check you but you. Yeah. Only you know what you're doing in the dark. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And for the longest, you can ignore that shit because, number one, it's your vice. You are getting pleasure from it. Yeah. But I think as you growing as a person and as a man, you will get to that space where your values are changing. It's just certain shit you don't want to do no more.
Yeah.
And your conscience is gonna start to like, yo, this ain't it.
And that's what it is, your conscience, bro. Because you feel like nobody can see you, but you can see yourself. And I'm not a religious person, so I'm not like a God is watching me type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you can see yourself, and I think that's the power of looking in that mirror. And
That's not even
yourself,
how
bro.
I'm religious, and I don't look at it's me how I feel about myself.
Yeah,
it ain't
bro.
like I don't never. It ain't God watching me. Like I can see this shit. I'm tweaking right now.
Yes, sir. And then also, like when you say the best version of yourself, I think a lot of like we can't even really imagine what that looks like. Like we can,
it's tough.
We can imagine what the best version of ourselves look like, and it look great, but whatever that thing really is way beyond what we could imagine.
Yeah,
way beyond it. And the reason I say this is because even like with boxing, with the kids in boxing, or even with me in boxing when I was a kid, my first day in the gym, coach say, your warm up is 30 laps, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups. Bro, I've never done more than 20 push-ups before. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
It's gonna take me till we leave this bitch. You talking about warm up for what? Like that's it. Like that's it. He like, nah, like before we get started, that's what we do, 100 push-ups. He said it so casually. I'm 15.
Yeah.
It's a 10-year-old right here busting out 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups and getting his gloves and getting the fuck on. So it's like, let me do 10 at a time, get through it. By the end of the week, let me do 20 at a time, get through it. 2 weeks from now, I'm doing 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups. This is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's that first step that he told me to take was when I walked into the gym and thought about, I'm finna box, I'm finna run the top. I'd never imagined myself doing that part. So step one was better than what I thought was the best version of myself. So imagine what the best version of myself would have actually looked like. It's some shit I couldn't even imagine, bro. And that just translates to us as men in our everyday life right now. Like my coach made what sounded impossible to me the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Like
the standard. Right?
This is not. You're not getting applauded. Like
he didn't even big it up.
I just told you to do some shit that you don't think you can do. And I'm not even gonna applaud you for it. I'm not even gonna watch you do the shit.
Right.
Like do the shit till when you finish. Like, and I'm like, nigga, what? Like, nah. But we gotta like, we don't have coaches no more. We gotta do that to ourselves as men and really push ourselves to our edge, bro, and keep extending that edge.
I think it's a good thing that we can't see it.
Yeah.
Like it's you always in pursuit of getting better.
For sure.
So, there is no end to it, because if it's an end, you fuck around and get to it and crash out because you don't even know what to do next.
For sure. Possibilities is endless, for sure.
Nah, for sure. But as far as my situation, as far as boundaries, yours was crazy.
Yeah. So I should have popped. No, I'm just playing. I can't even joke like that. Go ahead.
But nah, so for me, once upon a time, I was dating somebody. So I think I got like the top. So I got like 2 boundaries for real, where I'm like totally gone. Yeah. I got other boundaries, but I wouldn't even call them boundaries. Yeah, I got 2 solid boundaries.
Deal breakers.
That's
what it sounds like.
Thank you. Deal breakers. Right. So dating chick, whatever. She was a little bit on the aggressive side, and we get into an argument one day, and we arguing. We was low key kind of like we wasn't in a good space in our quote unquote relationship because we was never even together. But we was arguing, and at some point in the argument, she looked me dead in my eyes. Mm-hmm. You a bitch, bro. I didn't. It took me a minute to process. No woman has ever called me that before. Yeah. Like no one I was talking to or dating.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait. I was taken back. I'm like, what you just say?
And that's different, because that's not, bitch ass nigga, you did some bitch ass shit, or
right,
looking you in your eyes and saying you're a bitch.
That was very intentional. And I'm like, what you just say?
Yeah.
You a bitch. Bro, I've been in plenty of situations with, women I was dating, I pissed them off. Yeah. All right. Nigga, if anybody could have called me that, it could have been my son's mom.
Yeah.
She never once.
Yeah.
Like, it's a respect thing that all women have for me. I just feel like I don't even look like you can say that to me.
Yeah.
But she did. Yeah. And I didn't, I ain't lash out, I ain't lose my temper, whatever. I did lash out. Wait, I definitely turned up a little bit, but I ain't, it didn't get violent. And what I did after that is the most important thing. I told her exactly how this was finna go because we was actually out of town, like on vacation when this shit happened.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, when we get back, this shit over with. No, I don't need to talk to you no more. I don't need to. Like, I was so stern. She saw a different side of me because I'm not an argumentative motherfucker. I don't. So she finally saw that version of me, and then I laid it out like how shit was finna go, and right then and there, she got super apologetic because it wasn't no big. It was, I'm done with you.
Yeah.
This over with.
Dead ass.
Regardless of what. As soon as this is it.
Yeah.
And normally that wasn't like our first trip. Normally when we get back, stay at her house or whatever. We on the way home. She's like, when we get back to the crib, like you staying with me because it was late and I got a long drive. I'm like, no, I'm going home and I'm dead ass. We get back to the crib. She takes I think she took my bag or something. She instantly walked into her house or whatever, so I had to follow her. But I went in, grabbed my stuff. And now she went into her room and like started to like get undressed or whatever. She came back out. I'm fully dressed with my shit in my hand or whatever. She like, you finna go? Why do you think I'm playing? Like that was a strong deal breaker for me. I'm out.
Yeah.
And I think the most important thing you can do if you do have a deal breaker is if somebody crosses that shit, you have to leave because of what you're indirectly saying if you don't. Okay,
which is
you tolerate disrespect. You don't have any boundaries.
Absolutely.
I can get away with this. This is cool. Yeah. I'm not saying you got to have no long list of shit. You ain't got to be a fucking stickler, but you should have some things where you need to figure that out about yourself. Like what don't you want to tolerate?
Yeah, a boundary without a hard consequence is a suggestion. Like I'm just suggesting that you don't call me a bitch.
Right.
But if you do, I'll stick around. Like
that was hard.
Your strongest, your only leverage in a relationship is really your presence.
Yes.
At the end of the day, like, you have to stand on your presence. And I ask the question all the time to guys and Patreon and all that. What do you want more, pussy or respect?
Whew, man.
And it a lot of times it's a trade-off, because the thing is, a lot of guys will let their boundary be crossed so she won't leave.
Yeah.
So it's like, she crossed my boundary. I still want her, right? I don't want to lose her. So I'm going to wild out, do all this shit, but I'm going to still fuck with her. She going to leave regardless. It's just that you riding this shit till the wheels fall off. But when she leave, in the long run, she going to leave with your respect as well. But if you walk away right now and she crossed the boundary, you're gonna lose the pussy. You're gonna lose the pussy anyway, because she's gonna leave.
Right.
But you're gonna have that respect. And if later on, and when I say later on, I'm not talking about 2 weeks from now, you thirsty ass nigga.
Right.
I'm talking about
hit again.
Later on, like y'all lost contact, y'all stumble back upon each other, she's still gonna have that respect for you.
Absolutely.
And if y'all ever do get back into something years down the road, she won't ever cross that back. She know. Like, you know what I'm saying?
This is gonna sound crazy. When a woman crosses your boundary, for the most part, she wants you to stand on that shit, and she wants you to walk away.
Yeah.
At the same time, she might not want to, but deep down, she needs you to walk. Because if you don't, she can't respect you.
Yeah. And I think girls do test the waters a lot with certain things.
Shit test, that's fine.
But a boundary is one of those things where it's like, she might not have knew that was your boundary.
Yeah.
But she gonna have to find out the hard way. You're gonna have to, it's not even an L though, like, cause your manhood, and that's the top question I hear the nigga Goldie that we both follow. I fuck with him, but it was a guy on his podcast that he said, what would you lose to remain a man?
Everything, man.
Everything. Like everything. Your life. Like everything, G. Like literally everything.
Niggas lost their lives to remain a man.
Exactly, G. That's the only answer to that question. I want to backtrack a little bit though. I got 2 backtracks though. I want to ask, and I don't want to go too far back. What was happening at the moment when she called you a bitch? What was the conversation? Like, what was going on that made her say like, you're a bitch?
I think I was just making points, but we were drunk. Still no excuse.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we was talking about maybe things she's done during the time that we was dating, things I've done, and low key, I was 9 times out of 10, I was calling her out on her shit,
Yeah.
or whatever, and yeah, that's
I just wonder if you was doing some bitch ass shit. Now, and my thing is, even if I am doing some bitch ass shit, you still can call me a bitch. I don't give a fuck. What's
yeah. I could have very much done some bitch ass shit, but you're not gonna call me that.
Yeah. And I've called myself.
And you could have said like that was some bitch ass shit you did.
Yeah, I've called myself doing some bitch ass shit before, and I don't like how I feel. And I called myself in the moment doing some bitch ass shit, and I kept doing it. And I was just like, this shit feels terrible, but I'm in my feelings right now.
Yeah,
that was years ago though, not recently. So before I want to backtrack, my other backtrack is this: let's define boundaries.
okay.
What is a boundary?
A boundary is a standard that you set for yourself to protect yourself.
Okay. I like that because you said it's for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for anybody else.
Yeah, shit to do with nobody else.
That's key, right? Because a lot of times men set boundaries, and when they stand on the boundary, a woman might say he's insecure. A lot of times men think they're setting boundaries, and they're using that as an excuse to be insecure.
What do you mean by that?
What do I mean by that? When men tell women what they can and can't wear. When a man is saying that if I'm with a woman, my woman can't wear this, she can't do this, she can't go here, she can't go there.
Okay.
Right? And they saying that like, no, that's my boundary. And the woman is saying you're insecure. She's right, you are insecure. Yeah. Because your boundary is for yourself, not for her. So if your standard was I don't date women who dress like this, you wouldn't be dating shorty. You crossed your own boundary because you knew you don't want a woman who dressed like this. She was bad as fuck, dressed just like that. Your lust took over, and you cuffed shorty, and now you telling her to stop doing some shit she was already doing. That's not a boundary. That's not because if the standard was for yourself, you wouldn't have dated shorty. Now you trying to make a standard for her. That's not a boundary. That's an insecurity. And the thing is, if you control yourself, you don't have to control other people, G.
That's a bar.
Like
that. I like that. Now, so like in my situation, there's no way I could have flat out said like, hey, if you ever call me a bitch, I'm out.
Right.
But I never dealt with that shit before. I don't even think I would have to say that.
You shouldn't have to say that, no.
Yeah, and I won't.
Yeah.
So there's no way for me to find that out. But once it's crossed,
yeah,
you know.
And it's different type of boundaries. That's not one that I would apply to kind of like what I just, because you have boundaries that are like, I would say more explicit, and boundaries that are more implicit, stuff that you couldn't see coming ahead of time, right?
Okay.
So it might be an action like you might be dating a chick, like how a chick dress, where a chick go. You met shorty in the club, she was dressed like that. Now you saying stop going to the club, stop dressing like that. It's kind of like, nigga, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you might have another chick who you dating, and she might do some shit like, say she pulling up at your house. And when I had this happen before,
Yeah.
I'm leaving the club. Shorty, I called shorty at 1 o'clock in the morning. She like, oh, I'm smoking with my friends. I'm finna pull up to your house when I'm finished. And she never pull up, never call, don't talk to her the next day, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And now you would have never known that was gonna happen before you stopped talking to shorty. That's a different type of boundary. That's something that's like more covert, something that you have that you learn while you're dating someone. You know what I'm saying? But if that's a boundary for you, like communication, you know what I'm saying?
And
like,
I think in that situation, that definitely can warrant a conversation. You know, after it's crossed, you ain't got to be like, oh no, I'm gone. Like maybe she don't know just how important that was to you.
Facts. So I think those type of boundaries that you can't see ahead of time.
Okay.
And that's what I was exactly what I was gonna say. It kind of requires a warning.
Yeah.
But it gotta be one, G. It can't be more. You can't say this, and this is why I feel like you have to know what you're willing to deal with and what you're not willing to deal with a woman early on. Because if you don't like something a woman is doing, you can express, hey, I don't really like this behavior.
Yeah.
But that's a difference between telling her to stop this behavior. If it's something that you absolutely cannot tolerate, you need to tell her to stop it. If she do it again, you have to leave, G.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important to know the difference, because it's something that you don't like, but it's not a deal breaker, and you tell her to stop and she do it again, everything is on the table now. You get what I'm saying?
You know,
even if it's one thing.
For sure. A mistake a lot of people make. A lot of people aren't having really serious conversations in the beginning of talking to somebody.
Facts.
Like the infatuation phase, the honeymoon phase, whatever. It's so fun or whatever. But by the end of it or towards the end of it, you're invested in and you're finding out shit that you really don't want to deal with. So now you're in a battle with, you know what I'm saying, how you feel and what you call boundaries. That's a recipe for disaster. Example, woman I'm dating right now, we was having these conversations and we coming up with scenarios, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are deal breakers for you? What are boundaries for you? And it came up with like, oh, friend, like, can you deal with somebody who's like super friends with their ex? Like they, you know, they talking all the time, whatever, you know, they probably ain't hanging out, but they got a super close relationship where they communicate a lot. You know what I'm saying? FaceTime, whatever the case may be. I'm like, oh, that's a great question. No, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like she like, I work for real? I'm like, yeah, like I don't want to deal with that. I'm not saying I can't. I know me. And
what do you do in that situation if she says that and you say you out, you're not dealing with that, and she say, okay, that's my situation, but I'm willing to change it?
Good question. So I'm down.
I'm not.
No, you're not?
No.
So if you're willing to, so if she willing to change it, I'll give you the opportunity. Because let's say if she don't change it and she fall back and or whatever, okay, cool. You went back on your word. So I'm gonna take what you say. I'm gonna take your word for it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna take your word for it because if you've been friends with this person for however many years you've been friends with, and me and you haven't even reached a point of a relationship yet, we just in a talking phase, and you telling me you gonna cut this person off for me, and that wasn't already your plan. Like you planned on being my girl and still being friends with this nigga, and now we still in the talking phase. It's not even serious yet. You telling me you gonna cut? You're fucking lying. Like, and I don't believe you, and you might not be lying, but I'm not finna like find out, and I'm not finna police that shit, and I'm not finna be worried about it. So I'm just not gonna deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that. That's solid too.
Because I think that's gonna lend itself to a situation to where it's a slippery slope, because now we have to talk about the nuances of what do we feel like is too much conversation.
Oh no, it's so okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like if she's saying like, oh, we friends, but now we finna turn it down. We finna turn the friendship down because I'm with you now. But it's like, oh, he just was reaching out to say happy birthday. Like we end up texting all day, but he reached out to say happy birthday. Like I'm not dealing with that shit,
that's
bro.
a lot. Yeah, no.
Like it's a slippery. Like you finna cut this nigga off completely. Are you really finna cut this nigga out your life completely and never speak to him again? Probably not.
Probably not.
So, you know, it's gonna be days that pop up, or oh, his mom died. He just wanted to reach out. Me and his mom was super. I'm not dealing with that shit, bro.
You know, as you explain, the further you explain this shit, I'm like, yeah, no,
I'm not dealing with that shit, bro. Because it's always gonna be an excuse to talk to this nigga, and it might be a valid excuse.
Like, come on, his fucking mom died. I met his mom.
Man, listen, I'm not dealing with that shit, bro.
Crazy.
I'm not dealing with that shit. Absolutely not.
But yeah.
All right, let me think about this. What was the time where you responded incorrectly to a boundary being crossed? Go back to your beta male simp providers.
Oh my God.
Hey, listen, when I say beta male on this show, I'm always joking. I hate that term, bro. I hate that term.
This is so fucking embarrassing. This is damaging to the brand.
Let's go. The brand is authenticity. The brand isn't like we the realest niggas in the world.
It's not, because niggas was not always here.
We was some bitch ass niggas before.
We was some beta male simp ass niggas.
Yeah. Providers.
Okay, babe.
I'm still a provider though. I'm just not a beta male simp no more.
Okay, so this was back in the day, of course. I didn't know it was a boundary, but it was like an unspoken boundary.
Right.
So I was dating a girl, and she was dating other people. Also, we was both dating other people, but we didn't have that conversation that, hey, we're dating other people. It was a horrible situationship, but it got to the point where she was dealing with this one guy consistently. Like she was always
trying to replace you.
She was trying to replace me damn near. You know what I'm saying? Like if this thing act right, all right, I can end this and go over here. Woo, woo. So she got caught up or whatever, and I said some beta ass shit.
Go ahead.
I said, all right, you gotta stop talking to him. Like, right. I don't want you to talk to him no more. She was like, do I gotta stop talking to him altogether? I'm like, sometimes, but don't be talking to him like that.
Damn.
Because I wanted her in my life that bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Just make sure I'm the priority. Just make sure, you know. But in that sense, I was trying to police how she was dealing with another man versus just letting, like, make your decision type shit. And thinking back, that was fucking horrible.
I've never been like, go ahead, you can talk to niggas sometimes. I never said that. But I have dealt with a chick who, like, I caught her with this nigga.
Yeah.
She said she's gonna stop fucking nigga. I caught her with the nigga again. She said she's gonna stop fucking with the nigga. I caught her with the nigga again.
You said this the last time.
Man, I didn't talk to the, I didn't reach out to the nigga. He didn't reach out to me. I figure out we in the same position. I'm thinking this nigga like feeling like, oh, I'm thinking this nigga either don't know about me or he feeling like, oh, I'm fucking this nigga bitch. He hurt too. I'm hurt. He hurt. We damn.
Y'all niggas
like,
been to each other.
Boy, she was pimping our ass. Boy, she was fucking us up. You ever seen a nigga you ever seen two niggas try to jump a nigga and he beating both their ass?
Oh my God.
She was beating both our ass, G. She was fucking us up. And what I realized in them situations is that like you love that person more than you love yourself.
Yes.
That's really what it come down to. That's really all of this shit come down to you value this other person more than you value yourself. Mm-hmm. You can't see yourself with somebody better. Even it ain't. Sometimes it don't be that because sometimes they be saying like, "Oh, I can't see myself with better." You might got a better bitch. I'm sorry. You might have a better woman.
There you go.
You might got a better woman on deck, and you know she better, and you got her, and she on your ass, but you just tied to this person because they have a piece of your self-worth in their back pocket, and you gotta get it back. You gotta, because at the end of the day, if she come back and fuck with you, right? That chick who doing all the shit, she fucking with other niggas, she doing this, she doing that. You chasing her around trying to get her to stop. If she ever stop and come back and lock in with you, you gonna despise her. The resentment gonna be crazy. You're not gonna want her. As soon as she come back and validate you, because she got your self-worth. Like she running a mile with that bitch. When she take off her pants, fuck that nigga, your self-worth sitting right there, that bitch back pocket on the floor next to his bed. You know what I'm saying? And when you get that back because she came back around and she validated you, you damn not gonna hate shorty. Like it's gonna be probably a month or two of you going, I got my girl back. Woo, woo. You gonna come back to reality and be like, what the fuck? You wild as hell. I can't trust you. You ain't shit. Woo woo. And that's really what it is that you got it. You like this person took a part of your self-worth, and you feel like the quickest way to get it back is to be validated by that person. The only other way to get it back is doing the work to rebuild yourself, and that's a long ass process. And in the back of your mind, you know that you don't want to do that shit. Yeah. That's what it really comes down to.
All right, so what's some beta male shit you said? We got to even this shit out.
I just told you, it's the same shit. It's the same shit, bro. I didn't say the whole like you fuck with it sometime. I didn't say that shit. But I'm talking about I didn't found out crazy shit. Like she was just fucking dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all type of shit, bro. Like when I was younger, bro, and when I say younger, I mean not that much younger. I'm talking about 4-5 years ago, bro. Like I'm gonna be 1,000% real. I'm not saying that.
No, this happened when I was like 27.
Yeah, I'm not saying I was no teenager on no weak ass shit. Like I was a grown ass man who knew better, going through a chick phone. Like I'm talking about. I done seen videos of getting cracked and everything.
Oh God, no,
all that shit, bro.
Now you know it's a crazy. Okay, so something similar to that. I seen I went through her phone. Yeah, and you know what I seen pictures of her. She took some sexy pictures and sent it to a nigga. Okay, but she was in my room when she took those pictures. Like that, I'm like, that's my bed. That's my like. She took these shit. We was in the crib. She was never in my crib really by herself. Yeah. So while she's in the crib, she's taking ass pictures or whatever, and she sent them same pictures to another nigga. And I found out, and I was like, hey man, you can't do that shit no more.
That's a crazy game, bro.
That's why I'm so strong on what the fuck I'm standing on now. Like, no.
That's a crazy game, bro. And it's crazy that, we've seen all the shit that we've seen. And I went through a chick phone, and this is the same situation. I went through her phone and found out that she was taking Plan Bs from me and him in the same week. Was it the same week? Maybe a week apart. Like, I'm talking about wild shit. And I'm that deep in the love trench. That's what I call the love trenches. It's the love trenches, bro. Like, you be fucked up in them shits, bro. You be fucked up in them shits. And
but on the bright side though, fellas, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of niggas listening who you probably in that situation right now. Yeah. You know what we talking about or whatever. But once you get out of that particular situation, you have to walk away from that situation.
For sure.
Like, that one in particular, the one that you fucked up about, you just got to take that L and start the rebuilding process.
And I think them you could never go back to at no point in life.
For sure. So, because they want, you better off meeting a new woman who meets this new version of you and that's all she know, versus you working on yourself and changing and going back to the person who saw you how you used to be. It's just not, it's oil and water. It's just not going.
Yeah, it's just like if you was a crackhead before.
You're a crackhead forever to me if I knew you was a crackhead.
Yeah, like you go to rehab, you do all this shit better, and then somebody catch you smoking a cigarette behind the house. Everybody, oh, you was still on crack. Like, nigga, it's a cigarette. Like, nah, nigga, you probably still do all that shit. Like, that fucking see you doing a little bit of
anything,
a sliver of some weak shit. It's like, oh, this nigga ain't changed at all. Like,
all your years of work going down the drain.
Yeah, like this shit crazy, man.
But once you build yourself back up, you know, first of all, you're gonna have a new respect for yourself, where that should never happen again if you do the work properly.
Yeah,
and
I don't want guys to go through that and just hate women now, because a lot of guys do that, man. It's this one guy I know in particular who I met him when I was out. I ain't even gonna say where. I met him out of town at a podcast event. Super cool dude, solid dude, muscular, tall dude. He's like, he probably having his way with the chicks. And as we start following each other on social media, he'll comment on certain stuff. We'll go back and forth. And he just one of them dudes who just like, I'm talking about, he go in. A woman wearing a weave. He hate chicks with weave. He just one of them dudes, one of them real hard, red pill dudes. Men these baby do what they want, women this, women that, feminism. Like, he one of them niggas. Like, he regurgitate all podcast shit. He say shit that's not fact. I'll Google the shit and show him, like, bro, that's not true, bro.
Right.
He be like, no, that's a fact. You can look it up. I'm like, bro, I just looked it up. You never looked it up. You heard Kevin Samuels say that dumbass shit, and now you telling me that dumbass shit, and I know that shit not true because I actually do research. What the fuck is he talking about? And it's crazy because I knew something, and I asked him, I'm like, bro, what happened, bro? Like, somebody hurt you or some shit. I ain't trying to be funny, because when motherfuckers say who hurt you, it's usually
because women will weaponize it.
People in general will weaponize it. It's a podcast called Who Hurt You, bro. Like, shout out to them, but it's like, you know, motherfuckers be down talking niggas with that shit, and it's like, I'm asking you that, and I think the better way to say that, like, in a way when you're not trying to be on bullshit with niggas, like, hey, what's your story? Like, what's kind of behind all of this? You know what I'm saying? And the nigga tried to, like, nah, bro, I ain't never woo. Bro, you know, when you follow people and they comment on shit, if you go to that post, you see the comments of the people you follow. The nigga commented on something and was like, yeah, bro, this chick, you know, she left me with my sons, and, you know, she walked out on me with my sons, and shit fucked up, woo woo, like, talking about his story. And then later on, he ended up telling me another story about another chick he was dating for a minute. They was locked in. They broke up, and within a year, she had a baby with another nigga. You know what I'm saying? So he fucked up.
Yeah. And
it's like, a lot of guys can see that, and especially with this red pill shit, where you join the community of other guys who feel the same way, but them niggas not trying to get better. They trying to just
trying to find a community to validate why you thinking the way you think and saying the shit you're saying.
Thank you for finishing that sentence, because I didn't know where I was going, but that you hit that shit right on the head.
For sure. And
I just feel like, you know, when you doing that, it's not doing you no good. You depriving yourself of new experiences. You depriving yourself of love. You really don't feel good about yourself. No. You know what I'm saying? You're going to end up being one of them passport bros dating a prostitute in another city. It's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But I think the things that guys need to do to not fall into that space is, for one, vet better. Learn from your experiences, vet better. And I'm not going to lie, it's certain ways that we present ourselves when we not strong as men that lead women to doing shit like that.
For sure.
I'm not saying it's your fault, because at the end of the day, she's a person who makes her own decisions. She don't have to cheat. She decided to cheat. Yeah. But or betray. Well, we never want cheating. Whatever she decided to do. But it's certain characteristics that we have when we not all the way men, the way we supposed to be, that'll lead a woman to feeling like she need to fuck with another dude, or that she can play with you like this, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's an energy. Go ahead. My fault.
No, it's cool.
It's an energy transfer. Like, it's the same thing when you approach a woman and you nervous, she knows, even if you're trying to fake it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not securing yourself right now, and you still out here trying to date or whatever, it's a certain aura that's on you that's giving off needy. It's giving off, you know, insecure and, you know, but once you do the work and everything, like motherfucker gonna know. Like it's just a certain way you carry yourself, it's a certain way you speak. Like, oh no, this nigga for real. Or I can't. Women know who they can play with, type shit. Yeah. Sometimes they'll test, but for the most part, it's something about you, a body language, everything sends a message before you even start talking. You can't fake that part.
Is that 100%? And it's also you not being accountable in your words, not matching your actions as a man, and you're a leader, regardless whether you in a situationship, whether you just dating shorty. She's following your lead. Women follow, like, it's not feminine energy follow masculine energy.
Yeah.
100 times out of 100. I don't give a fuck who it is, what the situation is. That's what it's gonna be all the time. And if you saying shit like, oh yeah, you the only one I talk to, and then every Friday night you ain't answering the phone and you doing this, you doing that. Like when your actions not, even if she don't have proof, because that be the case. We be trying to stand on the fact that she ain't got proof though.
Right.
But now she moving like this. But it's like you not being accountable because you know you won't bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But when she do it and you got proof, because she gonna kind of make sure you figure out. A lot of women. When you in that talking stage with a woman and you get to playing and you get to saying, oh, you the only person I talk to, woo woo, and then you doing shit the way it's like, it's fucking obvious to her that she ain't the only motherfucker you talk to. You dodging phone calls, you acting like you talking about you went to sleep at 8 o'clock on a Saturday. Like stupid ass shit that you doing. Right. And now y'all in the talking phase. Yeah. But she was solid with you because she believed that you was looking for a relationship because you told her that. She believed that she was the only person you talking to. You told her that. But you showing different. When she start playing around, she gonna leave clues to let you know she's playing around.
Yeah.
And now you feel betrayed, and now we fall into the situations, the type of shit that we was in.
Dirty as hell. Ooh.
Exactly. So I think that a lot of times we just gotta be accountable and say, like, when you recovering from those situations, say, like, first of all, I need to vet better. Second of all, I need to be on point so she could be on point. I can't keep fucking around and expecting somebody to be on point with me. Because I can't keep thinking because I'm a man, I get to just be disingenuous. I get to be promiscuous, and I'm wired like this. This is my nature. Okay, whoever you are, your woman is gonna follow whoever the fuck you are. Like, and that's just what.
And if she's not like that, if she's like a woman's woman, she's just gonna walk away from your ass.
Yeah. That too.
Yeah, for sure.
That too. What else we got on this topic, man? I think we hit everything. I think we hit all of the things. Okay. Cool. So let's talk about this. What time we at? Okay. For sure. So, what to say? I was on TikTok, right? I'm on TikTok with the influencer from Dallas. Her name is Queen. I don't want to fuck it up. All right, so beautiful lady though from Dallas, and she's a romance counselor, coach, all that, you know. And I went live with her on TikTok, and she asked me to give the men some advice for how to approach women. And I was she was like, let's role play. Let's say she was trying to set up a scenario and I was going to shoot my shot, whatever like that. And I'm like, let's not do that. And I'm not saying let's not do that because I feel like I'm on a spot or anything like that, but I'm saying let's not do that because I remember being a guy that would look for exactly what, because when we do what to say, we talking about how to respond to a specific text message a specific way, right? But I remember I was a younger guy looking to figure out what to say when I approach a woman. And it never made sense. Like to the point where I would listen to songs where a nigga was spitting game and repeat that shit in person to a girl in a regular voice.
This nigga spitting Chris Brown lyrics.
Nigga, what Tyrese say? I never really seen your type, but I must admit
That's imagine niggas saying
I kind of like
talking and saying that. Yeah, I never really seen your type. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like.
Nigga, I thought the shit was the smoothest shit in the world. Buy you a drink with
nah.
What did he say? I'll buy you how did that verse start?
Yeah, I want to buy you a drink. You didn't say
no. I was too young to buy a chicken drink at that time. What did he say? Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you. Bro, I used to say this shit in real life, though. I used to say shit in real life. This the thing. It does nothing for me to tell a man what to say when he approaches a woman because it's all about authenticity. And if you say two different men can say the exact same thing to a woman and she respond two completely different ways, right? And it's because of who that guy is. And if you're saying what I told you to say, you're not being you, you're being me. And it's just not, even if that woman don't know where you got this shit from.
You're right.
She can feel authenticity. Women feel everything. She can feel authenticity or a lack of authenticity. So I think it's more important for us when it comes to approach women to talk about being who you need to be. And it's really not about what you're saying. It's more about your mind state, who you are, and how you're approaching than it is about what's coming out of your mouth. Nothing sexual needs to come out of your mouth
At all.
obviously, but you need to be a certain way. And I think the biggest thing, we talked about this before, is not caring about the result. Right? Not like approaching and not being worried about whether I'm finna get her or not. Because that also increases your performance anxiety.
Yeah.
And you know, you being nervous to talk to her in the first place. But then the other thing is, for me, a big one, and I got a few, so I'm gonna let you go after this one. But a big one for me is not telling yourself that you like this girl.
Okay.
Actually trying to find out if you like the girl. Because a lot of times you see a girl and she's attractive, but you decide that you like her. So your approach is to spit game. Spitting game is cringy as fuck to me. Your approach is some shit like, damn, shorty, what's up? What's your name? Woo, I'm trying to get to know you. Let me get your number. Woo. You don't even, like, for me, I'm not trying to sell myself to you. I don't even know if I like you or not. So I'm going to approach you and have a regular conversation and see if I want to give you my number. And I'm not saying that on some bougie shit. I'm saying that on some human connection shit. It might not be no point in us exchanging numbers just because you look good. I don't want to go on a date to figure out that I don't like you. So with that being said, I'm not approaching you like I want you because I don't know if I want you yet. I'm going to approach you and have a regular fucking conversation. I wasn't, and I'm going to get one. I'm sorry, because I want to tell the story. But another thing is eye contact, right? Eye contact is a big one.
Nigga, that's like the main one.
You can bag a chick off eye contact before
Absolutely.
you even. It's like, do the eye contact. Don't say nothing stupid. You good. I'm in a club the other day, and I don't even fuck with the club. But I see a chick first I see the chick and she nice, and I don't even think she saw me. But it was niggas lined up to talk to her. You know what I'm talking about. It's one nigga in her ear. It's another nigga over there. They ain't in a straight line. They ain't in a single file line. But they in a fucking line. And I can tell what order they finna go in.
For sure.
And it's like, once this nigga walk off, I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. So I move around. I see her again later on. She by the bar. I'm on the wall across the room. Look over at her. See her. Right? A lot of times you make eye contact, it's not a fucking R&B video. Y'all not finna lock eyes and stay locked in. And it's not gonna be none of that. Now sometimes it will be, and that's your signal to shoot too. But a lot of times what guys miss is if you catch eye contact with a woman, even if she break eye contact, if she straighten up, her posture start to fix herself in any way, that's a signal.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? So if you catch eye contact with her, she look at you, she see you, she might look away, but she start like fixing her hair. She's sitting up straight.
Right.
She doing shit like that. It's like she see a fly nigga looking at her. Like she like, let me get my shit together. This nigga looking at me. Like that's your signal to go shoot. If she see you make eye contact and look the other way, it's like, yo, get no fuck, like it's over with. But if she starts to straighten up, tighten that shit up, that's when you know to shoot. What happened with me is I made eye contact with her. She was kind of standing in a like awkward position, kind of like leaning on the bar, and she started dancing. Like she ain't like start go full Meg Thee Stallion twerking, but she did start doing some little sexy shit. I'm like, oh yeah. So I shot. Now, when again, she looked good, she bad, she nice. But my approach is not like I want shorty because she might be a fucking goofball. Like I don't know. Just because she look good don't mean I want shorty. And I'm not pressed to fuck either. So my approach is just simple. What's good? No, actually they was leaving and I got my ass about that too. I was bored anyway. So they left out the door. Then right after that happened, I left out the door. I'm walking up on the phone, walking up I see them, whatever. And I'm like, damn, what's good? Where y'all going after this? Ooh, oh yeah, we finna go to the crib. Ooh. I'm like, oh shit, okay, y'all know. I'm like, what y'all usually be doing? Like, ooh, like where y'all be going? It's a spot on the weekend. It's an R&B spot I be going to. Y'all should pull up there one day. Like, oh yeah, we might come. Ooh. What you do? They start asking me questions about myself. I answer the question. It's just very bad. What side of the city y'all from? Where y'all be at? Ooh, all right, cool. Let me walk y'all to y'all car, man. I don't want y'all to have bad yourself walking. It's getting cold. Let me go ahead and walk out to y'all car. Cool. This other thing, it's a group. A lot of niggas ain't walking up on no group. I'm not targeting the one I want. I'm having conversation with everybody. I'm getting everybody's Instagram.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I'm getting like all that. So I'm gonna walk all y'all to y'all car. Woo.
Yep.
I'm gonna look through the Instagram. I'm gonna shoot at who I want. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's not and I think a lot of times as well, the girls, they're not gay or blind. They can see you. They can smell you. They know if they want you or not. You don't have to sell yourself in that way. I think being ambiguous to where they don't know if you just a cool nigga or not, a little bit of mystery, that go a long way as well.
So I definitely take the approach of just not on some, damn, I want you, you fine as hell. So like I said in the other episodes, I'm so used to talking to people. I got so many reps with that. I will legit go up and just have a normal conversation. What y'all on? And as far as like little slick shit, I would say, let's just say the girl who I'm attracted to, right? I say like, you look like the friend who don't really be coming out like that. You know, just and that 9 times out of 10, yeah, woo, just little stuff like that. So after I do all of that, now I'll say like, let's just say I'm at the end of the conversation. I'm like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, like I'm attracted to you. I'm trying to see if it's what else is behind the looks. We should exchange numbers, maybe get to know each other sometime. That typically works, and that's after the fact that we just had these normal conversations. I didn't instantly approach you like, yo, what's up, man? You look nice. What's your name? Are you a number? You got a man? Woo, like that type of shit. It'd be normal conversation, and that normal conversation is genuine. I'm an extrovert. I talk to whoever. And that don't mean I want anything from, the people who I'm talking to. 9 times out of 10, I don't. I'm just, a people person. Yeah. But if I find you attractive, I will like let that be known. Like, yo, nah, you seem cool and you look nice.
For sure. And I think it's also a lot of guys talk about how women always got their guard up, they rude and all that. I think when you come in with the damn baby woo woo, first of all, how many times have they heard that today?
They know they fine.
Like they've heard that a million times in life. So it's like motherfuckers get tired of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers get tired. And then also, a lot of women are scared of men.
I hate that.
Period.
I hate that for us.
I hate that. But a lot of women are dead ass scared of niggas. So you want to kind of come off as relaxed as possible. You walking up fast as hell like, damn, shorty, what's wrong?
Like, nigga, that motherfucking head bobbling back and forth.
She looking like this might be one of them niggas that if I say no, he put right through a bottle with my ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
you
not
gotta
funny.
chill. Like, it's not funny, but it's funny. you gotta chill. So, but I think that just coming up with some regular conversation, hey, what y'all gonna do after this? Ooh, that's kind of disengaging, diffusing, letting the guard down, the energy down a little bit more so than coming up like, damn, shorty.
And you ain't got to be over. So a lot of niggas that try to be overly charming too. Like a lot of niggas, you overcompensate for that. Like you would try to be sexy or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And it's like
walking up like LL Cool J looking like, hey, that's a music video.
Like, come on, relax. Yeah. You can be charming and just, first of all, you're probably going to be the only nigga that whole night who treated her like a fucking normal ass human being.
Probably. Especially if she cold.
That's exactly the same situation and getting pulled over by the police. Mm-hmm. If you get pulled over by the police and you're like nice, not being an asshole, whatever, that for that day, you probably the only motherfucker who ain't get them shit. Mm-hmm. And they're gonna be like, it's gonna be a totally different response. They let you off with a warning, whatever the case may be. Translate over to women, you didn't put her on a pedestal, you're not sexualizing her. You're just talking to her like she the normal human being that she is. Mm-hmm. And then you let's say you are interested in her, which is fine, but you approach her a certain way. She's more open to it. It's like, man, this nigga cool as hell. Mm-hmm. You good.
Absolutely. So that's that on that, man. What you got for AMP?
For sure. This is the thing, man. Guys, I feel like guys don't. A lot of guys cheat. Would you agree?
No. Not. Are we even in relationships these days, man?
Nigga, okay, a lot of
niggas be cheating.
Niggas be cheating, right?
Yeah.
But this is the thing. I think guys don't calculate the consequences. You got to know your body, right? Mm-hmm. So some niggas cheat just out of pure fun or whatever, not taking account of what's gonna happen, not thinking about the consequences. And if you one of them niggas where you could, it's niggas that could deal with the consequences. So you're like, yo, bitch leaving. I mean, excuse me, sorry y'all. Your woman leaving, and it wouldn't affect them as bad. Uh-huh. But I think this is what I tell my son all the time too. The main thing I tell him is to never stop thinking. Uh-huh. That's one of the main things I always preach to him. And never stop thinking. Like the philosophy behind that is create the scenario. Like think ahead. A lot of guys don't think ahead before they make bad decisions. In this particular case, I'm talking about cheating. So a lot of guys, they see a woman, she throwing it at him, he's attracted to him, you fuck. Uh-huh. But what you didn't do is you see the woman, you're attracted to her, you fuck, I lose my woman, I lose access to my kids, 2 separate households. I'm on child support. I get my heart get broken. I'm grieving her. Like, you don't think about all of that. You know what I'm saying? You just think about step 1 and step 2. You just got your nut off. But I think, you know, if you got some type of, you know, and if you care about your woman, if you just think it out, you'll end up not making that decision.
Yeah.
And that's with everything. You should create the scenario with every decision that you're gonna make, so you can make the best decision instead of it being impulsive.
Absolutely.
So just be more, you know, less impulsive, more strategic.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, I agree 1,000%.
Sure.
Outside of that, man, we have a Discord.
We do.
Our Discord is for men only. Our Discord is where we have conversations like this, but in an environment where it's a whole community of guys helping each other instead of just us reading off and giving advice.
Our consultation today, that's the type of conversation that would have been in the Discord, but we kind of gave that to y'all today.
Absolutely. And a lot of times, not only is it just me and you in here giving this advice, when it comes out on the internet, there's a lot of women that's getting involved and they putting their 2 cents in, telling men how to be men and all that. Yeah. And this Discord, men only, we chopping it up. Hey, bro, what you got going on? How can we make that better? What I got going on? What y'all think about this? And we doing it. So we talking about leadership. We talking about discipline. We talking about confidence. We talking about fatherhood. We talking about relationships. We talking about purpose. Like we really breaking it all down and helping each other build it back up.
For sure. And it's a safe space for us, you know, for us to be vulnerable. Like the situation with my homies saying some shit like, man, I can't stop beating off, or whatever the case may be. Whatever you dealing with, you can come into the Discord and talk about it and get another perspective on how you can fix it, whatever situation you in. It's just a growth type of environment for men only.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So make sure you hit the link in the bio, hit the link right here, wherever the link is, show notes, bio, whatever, and jump in the motherfucking Discord. And don't be trying to be a woman disguising yourself, making a fake page and all that other weird shit.
Facts. We gonna FaceTime y'all ass.
We gonna holler at y'all when we holler at y'all, ladies. And we out.